this computer. All right, we're
All right.
recording, so whatever.
All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Monsters of the Mic, episode 5. We've been away for a little bit, been a little busy with
Mhm.
life.
Yes.
Um, but we're coming with I think some interesting topics. You know,
Yeah.
everything's kind of started to ramp up, now that we're in mid to late April, heading into May.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let's start with the first topic, just because it's the end of basketball season, beginning of the playoffs, the Bulls season,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ended in a loss against Miami in the play-in game. Um,
It wasn't just
what
ended. It was ugh. That was embarrassing. Like, how do you go 4-0 against them in the regular season, whatever their record was against them? They were undefeated and dropped it. Granted, right? Like I think Eric Spoelstra is a better NBA coach than Billy Donovan. I would
oh
say
yeah,
this. I think
yes.
that is the God given fact. But dude, that was just embarrassing. That was just absolutely
It,
embarrassing.
it wasn't competitive at all,
No,
dude.
no.
And like right from the beginning of the tip-off, like you could just tell they just lack, I don't know, like that second gear.
Yeah,
I don't it was the same result, different year. Um,
yeah. And I think right. I think Kobe White just kind of shot the bed. Right, he just couldn't buy a shot either. Too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, Josh Giddey, he did well, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, like during the regular season against them, once again, he averaged a triple double against them, right? And there was like I think 25 points, like 11 rebounds, like 10 assists, whatever it was against Miami this season, right? So it's just like it's frustrating because sure, let's be honest, they finished off the season pretty hot. They finished what 39-43, I think their record was. But if you look at that stretch of games where they were like dominating teams and stuff like that, they beat a handful of above 500 teams, and some of them that they beat, Pacers didn't have Halliburton, right? So it's just like, like does that count? Denver didn't have Jokic and I think Gordon that game, so it's like, ugh. Okay, the one game that I'll give them was like when they went into LA and beat the crap out of the Lakers, like 116, 145. Like, okay, cool. I'll take that. Awesome. You know what I mean? But you go down that stretch, it's all teams with losing records. And granted, yeah, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. Like it was fun watching them win and kind of, but it's just like, dude, like, is this continues to prove the problem that is unfortunately they don't have any superstars. Granted, right? I think Bazelis took a awesome step forward. I think Giddy is something to actually sit around and build around, right? Like they both have played fantastic, but Kobe White goes on hot streaks, and that I like that. But you see, for example, like it's not consistent. And I think they need a consistent superstar.
And I think they they really did take a gamble with Patrick Williams, and they
Oh,
thought he was going to be their star of the future. And I mean, just look at that game.
he
No
did
points. Like
nothing,
he,
nothing. Like I think AK, right, the GM of the
the
Bulls,
GM.
like yeah, like he's healthy now, all this stuff. I'm like, dude, we've been saying that for the last 2 to 3 years. And the problem with that is, right, like no one's gonna want that contract.
Hmm.
How bad that contract is. So it's just like, okay, cool. Like you got Giddy on a decent deal, you got Bazelis on a rookie deal. Vooch, okay, you signed him for like whatever next 2 to 3 years. I don't mind Vooch. Like yeah, his defense is a huge liability, like it is, but he's a double double guy most of the time, most of his career. Like he's solid. He played 73 games this season, so it's not like he had missing problems with injuries and stuff like that. But it's just like you
It's
rely
not what we originally signed him for
on
either. Like
right,
it's
right.
yeah, we thought he was going to be a superstar, but I mean, the same thing with Levine, the same thing with DeRozan. Like that was the reason why we got those pieces because we were gambling on. Honestly, it was gambling on Levine being the superstar, which you know just kind of turned into
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Then they dumped them off for nothing essentially to get their first round pick back. It's just like, all right, and now your chances are you you put yourself in a disadvantage where you're not even the
get it,
running for Cooper Flag, right? Cooper
yeah,
Flag just announced he's going to the NBA, right? Like, what? Why are you trying to win games? Granted, yes, it's important for development. I get that. I understand that, but it's just like You guys tried something with Lonzo, with Vooch, with Levine, and you even brought DeRozan in here, and it didn't work.
Hmm.
It works. It didn't work. It's fine. You know what I mean? You got some good stuff for Josh Giddey. You got some good stuff with Bazelas. You got some good stuff with Kobe White. But that's it.
Hmm.
So why are we
I
trying
think,
to win games?
yeah, I think the worst part was that they knew it didn't work and they doubled down on that mistake
Right,
by giving
right,
him that contract. Like,
right,
just admit it, move on, and you know, go in a different direction. Like, instead, you set the team back probably for the next 3 to 4 years, maybe
right,
5.
right. And
Like,
like if we're being complacent on being in the play-in games, then yeah, but like, dude, like there's Chicago effing Bulls. Like, yeah, even okay, it's like yes. Even when Jordan won, they won a championship, obviously, right, since 98, 99, that season, right? But like, even with like, even though they were competitive a little bit, right? Derrick Rose got here, they were competitive, right? Like they haven't been competitive in so long time. What I mean by competitive, right, is top 3 to 4 seed.
up.
And when Lonzo was healthy, they were
Hmm.
top. They were the top seed at one point in the East, right? Then Lonzo goes down and everything just blows up,
Yep.
right? And it's like they never recover from that. They just be like, oh, we can do it without Lonzo. We can replace Lonzo. It's like, dude, Lonzo when healthy, yes, granted, was a fantastic point guard. He was a great point guard. You know what I mean? He could score if he needed to, but he facilitated the ball and pushed the pace, could guard the 3-point line. It was fantastic. But after he went down and
Really good 3-point shooter too.
right, and this crazy experimental knee surgery, like, dude, like
Hmm.
you had to move on. Like Kobe, no offense, isn't a point guard, right? Like that wasn't his original position. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
and the problem with the Bulls is they have not had a solid point guard, like a true solid point guard, since Derrick Rose.
Yeah. They just keep trying to. You think that's why we keep cycling through a bunch of guards? Because we're just like looking for the next Derrick Rose
I don't know
to
something.
come
It's
save us?
like,
Like,
and what? You have to trade. What pieces do you have to trade? You don't have much to trade, right? Like no one wants your first round pick because it's not in the top five. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna keep Zealous. You said he's not
yeah.
touchable, which is fine. Like the kid's 18, whatever, 18, 19. Like he's there, but like yeah, I don't know. Like and the preach the same thing. Like continuity, continuity. It's like continuity doesn't get you fucking championships. It doesn't get you playoff stuff. Yes, it builds chemistry. You need that, but you need the right pieces. And I just and the problem with them, and I think you say like they doubled down. They never wanted to admit at one point it was a rebuild. They never did, ever in their fucking life.
Yeah.
They wanted to be like it was
Yeah.
a soft reboot. It's like just blow it up. It's no one's gonna get mad at you. People would rather do that and know what the product is than staying mid because we don't want to
Hmm.
be mid.
Yep. Yeah. I I fully expect this team to be back in the play-in game next year.
Right.
Probably getting bounced by the Miami Heat once again.
And right, right. Like same story, different day, right? And but
Yeah.
I don't know. And speaking of same story every day, even though I've been a negative Nancy, I know is obviously the Cubs are 14-10 in the first place, but obviously you know me, I'm still very angry about said bullpen because they got that guy from the Marlins today. Yeah, 36-year-old, right? Like, but I'll take a step back.
I
Right. I
All
need
right. Yeah.
I need to see what for what it is, and we are 14-10 on a very difficult schedule in one of the first place. Granted, can we have 3 or 4 more wins? Yes, but I'll take what I can get.
I think you've been hard on the bullpen, man. I think Hodge, sorry, other than what happened on Saturday, I believe it was, where he blew.
Mm-hmm.
I I think it was like a 6-run lead or something, or was that Friday? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
No, no.
But other than that, like Hodge has been really good. Presley, I mean, he'll walk a guy, right? But he's been really, really good. Like he's gotten out of stressful situations. If you give him a clean inning, like if you give him, yeah, give him the ninth every time, I feel like we got a chance. Like he's got some nasty stuff.
And I agree with you. And I agree with you, right? Like I may have been a little bit harder on them, right? But I think just like I said, right? being a Cubs fan and for my whole life. And yes, we've had those good things. It's always been the bullpen, right? And even right the year they won the World Series, right? Like Chapman blew the freaking lead in Game Seven. Right? Granted, Madden used him more than he had to in games 5 and 6.
Game
I,
six.
I will give you
Yeah.
that. Like he did not need to pitch Game 6 whatsoever, in my opinion, because they had that nice lead. But anywho, like. Okay, yes, I'll give you this, right? Like I'll give you Hodge has been good. I'll give you those guys. One guy that was really good, was it yesterday or the day before, is Daniel Palencia. Like he was throwing 100 mile
Oh,
per hour fastballs.
100 miles. Yeah.
And I think, the problem with him was it wasn't that he had an arm; it was his consistency and his accuracy. And
Yeah.
I think he went back. They sent him down, they brought him back up, and when he was down there in AAA, they were working on his arm angle because you can see a little bit when he pitched. His arm angle is a little lower than before, so maybe that's helping. So yeah, maybe I have a little bit hard on them, but like I know it's one game, but do 10 runs in the top of the eighth against the Diamondbacks, bro. It's 10 runs. Come on, the teams don't even score in
It
a game.
look that wasn't their best outing, but I mean that's why we have the offense that we have. And holy shit, they're coming through, man. When you have dude Seiya and Hap like just getting as hot as they are with Tucker
Yes, yes.
in that lineup, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh my
It's
God.
it's
And
absolutely it's
base hitting machine. He's been so clutch.
mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you go first. You go first. Sorry,
Oh, I think you're delayed.
a little bit. I think I'm lagging, but that's all right. That might be lagging, but go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Nico Horner, man. Nico Horner's been a bright spot on the team. The only I guess this is my question for you. Like, what are we doing at third base, man? Because I think that's probably our weakest spot other than the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I know like they sent Matt Shaw down and a lot of things there. I know they got workmen over there, like they're rotating guys, and I honestly think they don't even know as well. I think they're just going with that. But I think at the end of the day, like it's okay where it's at. I think right now because everyone else is so hot, and I think going with the Suzuki, what you were saying, right? It's him not playing right field and being DH has been wonderful for him. Like Kyle Tucker out
Yeah,
there.
he can focus on just hitting.
Right, right, right. You have King Tuck out there and he's doing well, and Seiya just focus on hitting. And it's like because says Seiya like when they signed him, he was raking in Japan. And granted, right, like sometimes the numbers don't translate over. Like that's totally fine, right? Like it's totally okay. But it wasn't when he was signed up to be and this that and the other. But now he's batting really well. He's batting 268. He has what 6 home runs. He has 18 RBI, so he's doing fantastic. You know what I mean? He has just as much home runs as Kyle Tucker does. You know what I mean? So like he's doing fantastic. And
Hmm.
I think you know speaking of Kyle Tucker, like they need to sign him. Like they can't let him go to free and see what's outside because it's gonna if he goes to
I
free
had that.
and he keeps having
Yeah.
the season, man, and he gets in the MVP running and he who knows he might fuck around and win the National League MVP, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep. He's just getting more expensive, and I think it's pretty obvious that like man, he's a superstar. Like, and you can see it, man, that when he oh man, I think it was a 2-run homer against the Diamondbacks.
yeah, take a lead
Eh,
back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, he smoked that ball, dude.
That's
Like that. It was, oh my God. That was so, that was exhilarating. I think, yeah, man, the numbers that it's rising. It's at like 500 mil right now, and it might keep going up.
like, I mean, you just gotta sign him. You have to sign him because, like, you cannot give the Astros what you gave for a 1 year rental.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, you gave up number one prospect, all these things, these pitchers that are good. Like, you need to sign Kyle Tucker because he's obviously in the first month already proved to you that he is a centerpiece and a cornerstone for your team.
What do you think was the reason that they They haven't tried to extend him because they've tried with PCA already. But I'm not
I'll
sure
get back to
why.
PCA on that one for a second. I'll get back to PCA because I think PCA should have took the contract and he thinks he's all that shit. And granted, yes, he's great. He's been awesome the first half of the season. I mean, the first month of the season, but like they're not gonna give someone who's 100, who's yes, he can hit, but let's be honest, he's mostly speed. You know what I mean? Like that's his stuff, and he's a great center fielder. But like, I get with it, and I like that, and it's admirable that they're trying to sign him and knock him down. But I think PCA is asking for too much. But fine, whatever, get your money, kid. It's fine. But the answer right is for Kyle Tucker is it's the Ricketts that want to open up their checkbook. They don't like they've never have they never wanted to, right? Like the biggest deal they had was I think was excuse me, Lester's
Hayward.
words, and then
I
Swanson
thought it
was
was Hay
the big ones. Yeah, so Hayward is the biggest. I think it was like 186 million or something like that, around that, something like that. And
yeah.
it's just super frustrating. It's just like you have a corner piece. He's still young, like, and I get it, right? Like the big scary, like 10-year contracts. They're terrifying because what happens, right? If you only have like 3 4 years of it and the rest you're eating that money. I understand that, but like you see the impact he's had right away. Like in,
Yep.
you know what I mean? And
Mm.
even on bright spots, like it's so contagious because when someone's hot, right, it goes down the lineup. That's what it is, right? Like it does that. And look at freaking Kelly, dude. Six
Hmm.
runs as a catcher already.
Oh,
It,
Carson Kelly, man.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he took the job. Like he took
yeah.
the starting catcher job. Like
He has to.
he
He has to because
yeah.
Amaya's not horrible, but there's
But
night and day between their hitting.
it's crazy though, because Amaya's hasn't been at that bad either. Like he's been catching up, but like
Sure,
you
I
could
mean
tell
Amaya has 1 home run compared to six, and their RBIs is 12 to 18. So it's like you know what I mean. But like, but also right, Kelly's batting a 371 compared to 265.
hmm which is it's a good problem to have in my
Right.
opinion.
What
Like
about Swanson's 177 average?
oh man. Swan, he has been struggling at the
Yeah,
plate a little bit, but
yeah.
like with everybody else still being hot, like it doesn't matter, right?
I think that's what's nice. It's like, granted, yeah, like it was 3-2. Then they lost the last game right on Sunday against the Diamondbacks
Mm,
Easter, but it's fine. You're gonna have those games. You can't score 7 8 runs every single day. Like it's not possible, right? But like, it's a game where the bullpen and the pitching kept in, right? And going back a little bit to that, right? I think
mm.
I know you mentioned this to me, and I knew I was kind of hesitant about the experiment, but Ben Brown's been really nice there, right? I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Yep.
I'll bite the bullet on this one. He's been really nice there. Granted, the last outing it was 4 innings, but it was a solid 4 inning 1 run game. But like, dude, what about Rhea? Rhea's been great too.
Dude, he's actually been better than I thought. His first outing wasn't that great, and I was a little pessimistic, but I think our starting five, like they can hold it down
Right,
at least for now, you know. I know Steele's hurt, but
dude.
I
That
have
injured me so
confidence.
much, and I was just like, see, like we can't have nice things. We're on a roll, and our and granted, Steele wasn't having the greatest start of the season, and and I knew something was wrong. I'm like, there's something going on. Like, not saying he's,
It
an
was
ace, and I'm not saying he's, an all-star or a top 5 guy, but he's a solid, consistent guy. And I'm like, he's had all summer to get better. Like, what's going on here?
I would say yeah.
yeah,
I would say he's an ace. I would say he's like he's like a 1B
hmm,
type of
sure.
pitcher. Like yeah, he's up there at least for us, you know, like he's definitely our 1B behind Shota. But I agree, man. Like I guess the only issue I've really had with this team is that we haven't we need to get more sweeps. We've been in
But
position a couple of times and
but I will
we've
tell
just
you,
missed out.
I will tell you, I agree with you. But like, and yes, the bullpen has blown some games, right? Take away that fact. 14-10 against what I would say is one of the hardest schedules to start off a season, especially right going to the West Coast. Yeah, and going 3-3, right? And coming back here and then having the
Hmm.
Dodgers again. You know, the positive thing is we're done with the Dodgers and Diamondbacks pretty much for the rest of the season. I mean, we are actually. That's it's done. Like after this Dodgers series at home, we're done with them for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? But to
Thank
play the
God.
Padres twice, the Diamondbacks twice, and the Dodgers twice, like what? Like that's just
I
insane.
know. Yeah, that was a brutal schedule, man. It's been so tough. And it's still just as bad in the next 10
Right?
days, which is
Because they play the
crazy.
Dodgers and the Phillies.
Dodgers and the Phillies, yeah. Uh,
Like, come on.
we need a break, man. We need a break.
They're almost there, right? But that's what I'm saying. They're 14-10 on top of the division. I'm like, with some, with Steele going out and some bullpen stuff, fine. But like, I'll take this. Like, I will take this start. Like, they just got to keep it. Like right now against the Dodgers, right? Don't get swept. That is my thing. Don't get swept against the Dodgers, right? Because okay, you take one, you take two from Philly, whatever. Like these are two really good teams coming in to play you right at home. It's
Yep.
like you got it. You just do it in front of you. And yes, like Dodgers are Dodgers. Those can go either way. But I think if you can just not get swept by the Dodgers and Phillies and just hold on right past this stuff, like you start to get into like the division schedule and all that stuff. Like I'm not saying they're gonna just run away with the division, but I think if they can put a 3 to 4 game kind of buffer against this first month, that's
Hmm.
promising. That's promising, which we want.
Yep. Well, the hope is, yeah, we win the division. We're in the postseason.
Right.
We make a run. We'll see how that goes. I think I think just by playing these top teams right now, especially in this kind of weather, like I think it's gonna benefit the team for
Sure.
sure.
Sure, I can agree with you there. I mean, Philadelphia a little bit because they get cold weather too, so
Yeah.
they'll be
But
fine.
yeah,
But the Dodgers,
Dodgers
yeah, right. You know what
and
I
then the
mean?
Padres.
So,
Yeah.
so I think, at the end of the day, like, I think they're on the right track. I think I'm happy with what it is. I know I've been a negative Nancy, but that's just I am with the Cubs because it just, at the end of the day, like, just pay people, please. You're the third biggest market. Just pay your guys. Like I know the Ricketts have freaking money. Stop trying to make marquee network a thing and actually worry about your damn team on the field, please.
I'm not the biggest Marquee Network fan. With the Spanish commentators, I feel like I get a lot more context with them than I do
Really?
with
Interesting.
the English commentators. Yeah. Yeah. That's that might just be me. I don't know, but
I refuse
I
to.
encourage
I
whoever's out there
refuse
to
to
go
get
check it out.
marquee network. Like I'm happy where I think this upcoming Sunday. I think they're on right Sunday Night Baseball against the Phillies. So yeah, it's gonna be on ESPN. I will watch
Oh,
that game,
nice.
but most of the stuff I just listen to 670 to score, or I listen to or I just watch it through my phone through the MLB app
Yeah.
when I just get the follow pitch by pitch stuff because I'm just like I just don't. I love them. I love the Cubs, but I'm not going to support something when at the end of the day it's just like, please stop hating on 2016. It's almost 10 years. Like,
Hmm.
and I get it. Like we went back, I guess NLCS the year after, yada yada, all that. It's like let's move on from that. Pretty much just not everyone else from that team is here. Like this is a
Yeah.
brand new team. Let's look to the future, please, and let's actually try to compete. Because if you're doing this well against these teams, there's a chance you can set up and make a run for the postseason, right? Not this year, the years before, because you have signed Swatson for a few years. You have Hap for an extension, right? Like Horner signed an extension. You signed Kyle Tucker there, right? Seiya and all these people. Like you're gonna have a nice little core group of people, right? And it's just like just do what has to be done, please. Just do what has to be done.
Yep. Yep. I completely agree with all your points there.
Which is irritating, irritating. But switching.
And
Go
making a
ahead.
yeah, speaking of making a run at the postseason, we
All
are going into football season once again, kind of sort of. Draft season, which is in 3 days, is it?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep. So let's make some final predictions
I'm down.
for what the Bears do. Uh, do
I'm
you
down.
want to go first, or you want me
Yeah,
to go?
I can see, what I kind of mustered up just from listening to everything and everyone. You know, what sucks though is I have to work the first hour of the draft, but obviously I'm gonna be like obviously following it, which sucks. But
Mm.
I think obviously I think the first person I really think is gonna be drafted. I think you know at one with Tennessee it's gonna be Cam Ward. I really truly think that, you know what I mean? I really think I think they're just done with Will Levis, obviously, right? I think we mentioned that a few episodes ago where like I think that experiment is done skis. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But I think yeah, Cam Ward was gonna go number one, right? But I think honestly I've been struggling with what the Browns are gonna do because it's the Browns. Like I'm sitting there and being like, they could probably throw a curveball and take, you know, like Aston Genty for all we know. Like it's the Browns. We
I
don't know.
I think they're gonna go Travis Hunter at 2. Um,
I don't. I can see
they
that.
got yeah. Who do they have? Amari Cooper and
No, Amari Cooper's not even
in
there. Mark who's in Buffalo.
oh oh he's in Buffalo. That's right. Then who do they have at receiver? Also, what does Travis Hunter play? Does he play offense or defense, or is he gonna play both?
And
But I
apparently he
think if
said
he's
that
gonna
like,
choose one,
yeah. And I don't know if
yeah,
you saw that interview with him recently. He said like if he doesn't get to play both ways, he might not. He will consider retiring.
wow. Th- I don't think he'll do it, but
But I really don't either. But
I think if he had to make a choice, I think he's gonna go offense.
yeah,
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 I think he'd make more money as a receiver and he'd have more impact in the game. And I think the team would want him to play offense over defense because of his impact.
fair enough.
I don't think he's the greatest route runner, but I mean he's still pretty good.
Yeah,
So
no, I can see that. And obviously, right. I think you and I
I
have
got
yeah a feel number
I
three.
got Travis Hunter at 2.
Yeah, fair enough. I can see that. I think
Who do you?
that's a
Yeah,
good
go
pick.
ahead.
But I think we have Shadori at three. But honestly, I at the same time, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if Loki he slips very further down, like outside the top 10, maybe even outside the first round. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't necessarily think. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying that, right? Because you can go into the NFL and he could be the best quarterback that's ever touched the ball, right? Like who the hell knows, right? But like I like using the eye test, and I just don't think he's there. I just don't. But are the Giants there to ready to win right away, right?
Yeah,
You know,
I'll. I think I agree with you on that one. I think it's Shador, and based off the contracts, Russell's is basically a 1 year deal that they can get out of. They have Tommy DeVito, but like, I mean,
right?
are you really gonna keep Tommy DeVito? And then they have Jameis. I would bet that either Jameis or Tommy gets cut, if they draft Shador, and they
Sure,
would start Russ the first year.
sure.
So I don't think he's amazing either, but I think, in a market like that, you got a veteran to learn behind. And then on top of that, you got Brian Dable. I mean, you saw the magic he worked with Josh Allen. Like, I think he can squeeze something.
Right,
I
right.
would I would trust Brian Dable. Um,
But what happens
yeah.
if what
So
happens if the Giants go? I know they
who's
might not, but what happens if they go Abdul Carter? Like, I'm not saying Shador's not
that would
good.
shake it up.
I'm not saying Shador's not good, but like, I think with the draft, I think what's important to remember, it's like, okay, if the Giants are not in win now mode, which they're not, you got to take the best player available, and at that point, it's Abdul Carter.
But uh, but they would be in win now mode because Dable has pressure on him. He's got 1 more year, basically, right? Because of the disaster that they had last year. If he
Sure.
has another bad season, he's getting fired.
I wouldn't be surprised if they fire Mike.
I don't know. Oh, he's this is his last.
Hmm.
Sorry, you cut off there.
No, I was gonna say no, I agree with you. Like if he has a bad season, honestly, I wouldn't even see him being fired like mid-season.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if any of these dudes got fired mid-season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, what about a real shocker? What if they go Ashton Genty? That'd be
After the whole Saquon Barkley debacle, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. But honestly, I think you're right. I think it is Shadori to the Giants. I think like that's it's a big spotlight too, right? It's the Big Apple. You know what I mean?
hmm
It's I think he fits there, and I think they got to appease the fan base somehow. But fine, we'll put Shadori there. That's fine. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I don't. It would not be my decision as a GM. That's why I'm not.
hmm
But a lot of guys shouldn't be gems too, let's be honest. Anywho, I think New England's an interesting spot because let's say, right, okay, Abdul Carter's not is still there, right? Do the Patriots go defense? Do they go tackle? Or right, do they even go, wide receiver? Because I think they can do a couple things there. I think, they can go either Will Campbell. I think that's
Yeah.
a very high possibility because they like their offensive linemen. But I
hmm
really think if right, Shadori is taken by the Giants and Abdul Carter's there, I think the Patriots will take Abdul Carter at 4. I really think so because they like their linebackers, obviously, right? So
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think oh God, just based off their culture, head coach,
yeah,
um, like it's obvious. Like he's gonna take the best player on the board. It's Abdul Carter if he's there,
right.
and
I agree with you. I think so, right? But because they don't really have that. They don't. Not that they don't have a good defense, right? They have Christian Gonzalez back in the corner, who's. Let's be honest, he's an A1 corner. Like, there's no doubt
Mhm,
about that. He's that good, even in his second year.
mhm.
But yeah, like you're right. Like, history of the Patriots, they like their linebackers, who their head coach is, all that stuff. I think Abdul Carter goes for. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that is a very nice kind of spot. Five,
Mhm.
I don't know what the F the Jags are going to do. I really don't know what that dumpster fire
If
of that organization is going to do.
yeah,
I honestly think, right, they may take a gamble on Addison Genty, but like, dude, like, you have good running backs. Not that they have good running backs, they're great running backs per se, but like, I honestly, I sat here, I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know.
yeah, they were one of the ones that were tricky for me too, because I could see them trading out. I could see them taking Mason Graham from Michigan.
Mhm.
Um, because the defense needs help anyway.
Sure, sure.
Uh, no, I just
What what
they're
what about Jalen Walker?
Jalen Walker.
Yeah, Jalen
Yeah,
Walker. What about him? Like, if
he,
you're talking about defense, I can see him doing that. Like, I just that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what Jacksonville is going to do, and because right, let's say Abdul Carter is at 4. Do you take an offensive lineman to protect Trevor Lawrence? Could that be Will Campbell?
oh, if Abdul Carter's there I mean at 5, then
Oh, duh!
yeah,
It's an wherever Abdul
yeah,
Carter
they're taking
falls,
him.
anybody's taking him. Like it literally the team
Yeah.
beforehand, right? Like you know what I mean. But yeah,
Mm,
I can see Mason Graham there, right? I can see Mason Graham there, but also I can see them skipping on Mason Graham, taking Genty and Mason Graham going to the Raiders,
hmm And I could see them taking Will Campbell there at 5 too to
right?
protect Trevor.
If you
Yeah.
take, if you take right, so let's say they take Will Campbell there. If Genty's there, I've seen everything. I do think the Raiders take Genty, right?
Mm.
But if he's not, I think Mason Graham goes to the Raiders.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because let's be honest, that AFC West is tough. That's tough, tough, tough. And honestly, if you look at it, right, the Chargers, well, maybe with Bosa being gone. Oh, no, did they resign Bosa or did he leave?
Uh, I think honestly, I don't remember. I think he resigned.
Okay, so right, if Bosa is there, the Chargers, you have right the Chiefs, and you have Denver. All three of those teams have fantastic defensive lines.
Bosa's in Buffalo.
Right. I knew he went
Yeah.
somewhere else, right? It's okay. So the Chargers kind of questionable. But still, like they have Jim Harbaugh who's a great coach, so like that'll work out.
Yeah.
I think you need defense in that, especially in that division, because also right, all the offenses can score pretty much at will. Right, the Chargers could put up numbers. Denver put up numbers. Kansas City's Kansas City, right? So like,
Yep.
so I can see Mason Graham going there. But I can also, right, if Mason Graham goes five, like you're talking possibly, then I think Genty goes six to the Raiders, 100%. If he's there.
That would be a heartbreaker for us if
I don't think they're going to take Genty at 10.
I I'm of the heavy belief that they will.
Really, I think
Yeah.
we'll get there in a second. I think it's Tyler Warren, but we'll get there in a second. Uh,
Um yeah, so Raiders,
right.
we said
The Jets too. Like, I don't know what the hell they're going to do because it's the damn Jets.
I think the Jets go tight end because
Really?
yeah, they haven't had production out of the tight end position and they have Garrett Wilson there. Get Justin a nice tight end to throw to, big tight end.
But I think right, Justin there, I think they're gonna get an offensive line to protect him. I think they're gonna get Arman
Membo,
yeah, I mean Mibu. I think they're
yeah.
gonna draft him because he's a great upside, right? And like you want a guy who's athletic and he's good and he moves around. Like Justin likes to do that. Like you're gonna do some outside pocket stuff. Like I don't know. Once again, like it's the Jets. I really don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Uh,
Hmm.
but I think they take offensive line. I don't. I can see them right taking a tight end because they have Fields there and they did sign Fields for right. Was it 2 years? So like
Yeah.
try to build
It
with that.
yeah. I agree. Like once we get to these like 4 through 10, really, like it's hard to predict because they all have like different needs. And I guess it depends who goes where those first 4 picks. And Jacksonville's really the one that kicks everything off
Yeah,
from here.
I honestly think it's going to be New England and Jacksonville because yes, we talked about like Abdul Carter being a solid pick for them, but who knows? Who knows, right? Who knows what they're thinking? Who knows, right? They might invest in offensive line and take Will Campbell
Hmm.
or some other guy,
Yep.
right? Because they want to protect. But yeah, I think 4 and 5 really is going to dictate, how the dominoes fall 6 through 10, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
I think, then I think Carolina, right? That the Carolina is hard because I've heard a lot of chatter in the sense of like trading the spot, right? Like, do you if Shaduri falls, do you say F it and take Shaduri, right, in Carolina, right? Like, I'm not saying Bryce Young is bad because he honestly got benched and he came back and he did fantastic. Honestly, he did pretty well.
I
Um,
thought he was good. Yeah.
but I think if he's there, Carolina goes either like Walker, right, linebacker, Georgia, or they take an edge rusher, Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M.
Ooh.
I mean,
Okay.
beef up that defense, right? Because in
Keep
another
adding.
conference,
Yeah.
right, in another division, that can score at will as well, right? Against each other, right? Like whenever those teams play each other, they put up high numbers, right? Like the Falcons, the Bucks, them, the Saints, they put up high numbers against each other. Sometimes they're defensive games, but we know Carolina when they're good, right? The year they went to the Super Bowl, they had a good defensive line too. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that one,
You gotta stop. Yeah, you gotta stop Baker Mayfield. Like
right,
he's really the only the only one in your way of winning the division.
right,
Um,
right.
Either that or I was thinking they go McMillan just because they need
Yeah,
another weapon for Rice.
yeah.
If they have the confidence in him too.
Yeah,
Um,
McMillan from Arizona.
like I mean I could see him going, yeah, I could see him going defense. Yeah, yeah, from Arizona. So
I don't think
this
that.
one, like I said,
Yeah,
is another coin flip.
that's what I'm saying. And then eight,
Oh,
nine
but
also is like coin flip because what do the Saints do, right? Like I said, right? If Sadoi's there, I think the Saints take him because
mm-hmm.
they like their quarterbacks down in New Orleans. But I wouldn't. The Saints always take random picks, man. They take random guys that you don't think they're gonna take, and I just don't know
Yeah.
what they're gonna do. Are they gonna take a random defensive edge guy that and it's gonna turn out to be a really good player like they always do, right? Like I really don't know. Like I said, 4 and 5 and 8 and 9 really stump me because I'm like I don't know what these teams are gonna do.
Yeah, they can go either way. I
Right.
got one for 9 though.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm thinking Will Johnson, think about it. They traded Marshawn Lattimore. Their defense needs help. They need somebody to stop Baker and Mike Evans, right?
Sure.
So why not go get a top corner? Because he's been, from what I've heard, he's been considered like the best corner in the draft. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I can see that
Um.
too because I can see that too. But right, I think there's a the right. If correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, because Dennis Allen was the coach and he got fired, right? And he's our
Mhm.
coordinator now. So yeah, I think you're right. Like, what do they do? Do they go reassure up that offense, reassure up that defense? Sorry, or yeah, like or do they trade back at this point, right? Because who knows
Mhm.
with their
Yep.
team, right? And obviously, right, our covenant pick at 10. I know you said right if he's there, they're gonna take Genty. I don't think so because I think, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I know it's gonna sound crazy because they have right so many picks in the. I think like 3 or 4 picks in the top 70,
Three, I
right?
believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And so it's just like if Tyler Warren's there, Ben Johnson's like his tight ends. And not saying that Cole Kmet is not a viable tight end at all, but bro,
Mhm.
Tyler Warren is just a demon. He is just a demon. And look what Ben Johnson did with Laporta. Sure, Laporta had a down season last year. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm predicting he's gonna have another bounce back season this year. But like look at the last couple of tight ends that have been drafted one, right? It's you have Laporta, then you have right Brock Bauer. I think if he's there at 10, I think the Bears say F it and take Tyler Warren and they draft either Hendrickson or Dunkins in the second round.
Yeah, I think Laporta was a second round pick. I think so. Yeah,
I think you might be right on that
he
one.
might have been. But either way, I kind of agree with you in like I guess it depends on the scenario, right? Like if you if Genty's gone, right, and Tyler Warren's on the board and you could take him or you could take a tackle or whatever, I guess. I mean, like Kelvin Banks, if he's there,
Mhm,
I
mhm,
think I'd prefer the Tyler Warren and then like a late round, I don't know, third round running back, like
mhm, mhm.
that can still work, right? Like you just have to hit on your picks. Like the four scenarios I had, it's really five, right? But it's first is Ashton Genty, second is Tyler Warren, third Kelvin Banks, fourth Jalen Walker. And then other than that, like you trade
Yeah,
because
yeah. I honestly, I think if Will Campbell is there, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's after Ashton Jempty, and then because I think if
yeah,
he's there, I think they do go Genty. But
yeah,
I think Campbell is gonna um be the second option because we talked about this, right? Like just because you sign these guys, you got to reassure that offensive line. Look, for example, right? Was it Cam Jurgens just got paid by the Eagles?
Cam
Like
Jurgens, yeah.
perfect example of this, right? So it's
Mm.
like I said, I think the two guys that I want there, I really, really want there is Tyler Warren and Will Campbell. I will be ecstatic with either one. Or like I told you, I would be okay with them trading back as well, right? Like if they trade back a couple of
Me
picks
too. Yeah.
and do that, that's also as well okay, okay with me. But like, yeah, I kind of want Tyler Warren, man.
We haven't talked about the possibility of them trading up either because they do have those three picks in the top, I don't know, 100.
But
So
trade up for who? I mean,
I
okay.
don't know. I don't know.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you know what'd be fucking awesome if they traded for Abdul Carter, which is I know it's
I,
wishful thinking because I'm wishful thinking, but bro, that would make my day.
un unfortunately, I think he's gone.
I
Even
know,
if the Jags were, I don't know. Even if he fell to the Jags at 5, I think he's still gone. I don't think
I agree.
they'd want to trade. Oh, it would be cool though. Like that. I, I mean, we
See the
can't.
Browns trading
It's a
us, right?
scenario,
I can see the
right?
Browns
But
trading, flipping 2 and 10 and getting a second rounder, and we take fucking Travis Hunter. That would be wild. That would be
that
absolutely
would be
insane.
insane.
I know
That's
I'm just wishful thinking at this point because I'm just shitting on Cleveland, so sorry. But it's interesting, it's interesting because I'm not saying right this 10th pick is going to determine right our record and stuff like that, but it is important, right? Because I know we kept saying right every oh we win the offseason, we win the offseason, but like every single offseason, in my opinion, has gotten more progressively important.
Hmm.
Right? Like because we made the trade with Carolina, then we drafted Caleb in Rome. This year we got Ben Johnson, right? Like we talk about it, right? Like not everything is built in 1 year, right? Granted, once again, Jaden Daniels and the Washington Redskins are an anomaly, but right, they were smart. Same thing with the Texans the year before with Stroud. They surrounded
Hmm.
people with stuff. The Bears didn't do that, right? The Bears did not surround Caleb in an advantageous environment, right? They had a dingus for a cute coach, right? So like, anywho, but I
The
think this
scheme
year
didn't
is
help.
yeah,
Yeah.
this year is so important because you have three in the top 70, and that can turn an organization around pretty quickly. It really can,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so whoever they take at 10, just don't fuck it up.
I will say it. I know, like we're always saying like that we always win the off season, this and that. But I mean, like, let's be realistic. Like that's where it starts, like
Mm-hmm.
you have to win the off season first if you want to win the Super Bowl later,
Sure.
right? The Eagles did it. The Chiefs, I mean, they've done it with their draft picks. The 49ers, they've made it. They haven't won it, but same thing. Like it starts in the off season.
I agree.
So
I agree with you.
hope, hopefully, yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully we get an impactful pick here at 10 and let's hope for the best, man.
Right, right. Hopefully we can win our division. And speaking of divisions, right, I think we want to do something with our last topic of sports today is kind of just kind of predict the NFC North kind of conferences and who wins each division possibly super early right predictions. And we can obviously right revisit this once the 53-man roster is done, right? But I think the
Mhm.
first division we can start off with is we can start off with the NFC West, right? I know you're big on the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, and with the Rams, Vegas has them at 9.5 wins. Here I would easily take the over. Um, I think they're gonna get better. They got Devontae Adams. Um, and then this draft, they're just gonna keep solidifying the
Mhm.
defensive line, offensive line. Like they got a young team. I think they're gonna be really good. Over, man, smash the over on that.
I agree with you. I think I'm comfortable saying like yeah okay like I can see the Rams run not running away because here's my number two team and it might surprise you. I think Arizona is going to be number two. Um, I think if Kyler Murray just continues because Kyler Murray had some bright spots. But let's be honest, right? They signed Joshua Sweat. They put some stuff up there. I think the 49ers are in disarray 'cause I don't know what the hell they're doing with stuff like that, right? Like me, like, yes, can they easily bounce back because of that defense and all that coaching stuff? Yes. But I'm gonna take a little gamble. I'm gonna put my little bit money on the Cardinals taking second in that division. But not close. I think the Niners are close behind. I think the Seahawks are last, just because the whole QB stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah, the QB situation isn't that wonderful
right, right.
for Seattle.
Right, but I think you're right. I think
Yeah,
the Rams win that division, and so um, I'm okay with that. I think the Rams win that. Speaking of other divisions, NFC South, this division, it's just a weak ass division, bro. It's just a
the
weak.
dumpster fire.
I think the
Yeah.
Bucks to win until someone dethrones them. I
Mm.
really think that until someone dethrones the Buccaneers, I think it's them to their division to lose. Honestly, in my opinion.
I agree. I got Tampa at 1. Carolina, I have them at 2. And then
Hey,
yeah, I think I I kind of I see Bryce taking another step because he was solid last year, and
fair enough.
I think I think they're better than the Falcons.
Okay.
So I would I would go Panthers, Falcons, and then the Saints after that.
I can see that, and I don't hate that because I think not saying that Michael Penix isn't going to be there, right? Because we don't know what Atlanta's going to do with their quote unquote QB, right? Like, are they actually going to cut Cousins like some rumors have been there and throw
Mm,
Michael Penix into the fire, possibly, right? I think the Saints, yes, finished last in that division because I still think they don't know what's going on over there,
hmm.
especially with what Carr being possibly hurt for the start of the season again.
Yep.
So I agree with you. Yeah, I think that's a good place to put those teams. Right, obviously the NFC East, it's the Eagles to lose once again. I just until someone beats them. Like I know the Commanders came close, but I think the Eagles just they're good. Like I mean, until
I
somebody throws them.
I'm I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna say Washington wins this division.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, I think they got better in the offseason. They got Debo Samuel. By the way, Debo hates the Eagles. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but he
Yes, I
like
know. Yes, he
he
despises them.
yeah, he really hates them. So perfect fit. Um like I said, they're just getting better.
Yeah,
Jaden, all-star, all-star QB.
fair.
I think this is probably his MVP season.
Really
And yeah,
interesting.
and at two, I would put the Eagles.
Fair.
Yeah.
But
And then
honestly, fine, fine. I can see that, but I think the division is won by one game or less. It's one game.
I I agree.
I don't think it's like a 3-4. We're gonna mollywop y'all. I think it's a one division game like separation.
hmm Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to like the last game of the season.
All right, all right, all right.
And
I can live with that possible prediction.
yeah,
But yes, I agree. I think the Eagles and Commanders are top two. The Cowgirls are at three, and then the Giants at four.
Giant.
No, you do not have the Giants over the Cowboys, though.
I I have the Giants over the Cowboys. I
Oh,
think the Cowboys are in like complete disarray, and I think New York is at least stable with Russell at QB. And they've got Malik Neighbors with Russ. They have a decent running back.
but when healthy, is Dak better than Russ now? Now, in this moment.
I think Dak is better. Dak is better, but the team isn't as good. Even if they do have CeeDee Lamb, which is their only weapon. And their defense has been in disarray ever since Dan
We're
Quinn
totally in
left.
disagreement on this NFC East, my friend.
This one's gonna be the one. This is I
But I can agree with you on the top. I can see the Commanders slip off because that division has a history of someone winning a new division every freaking year, and I can see that.
Mhm.
But I can also, I know it's crazy. I can see the Cowboys having one of those 12-win seasons just because it's the damn Cowboys and it happens. Like it's such a
Oh
finicky.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's an
Yeah.
interesting one, but
I guess yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, this is like you said, this is an interesting one. It could go either way, but that's just my thoughts on
oh,
on
fair,
Dallas.
fair, fair, fair,
Yeah.
fair, fair, fair. And then obviously our division, right, the NFC North. I think you and I agreed on this one. We may have, I don't know, it's right, obviously with different changes and stuff. I still think it's Detroit's to lose just because no one's dethroned them, right? No one's
Mm,
really, obviously, right. Minnesota won 14 games.
yeah.
Who knows?
Uh,
Did they take a step back, right, with JJ being right the number one, right? I don't know. I think O'Donnell's a hell of a coach. I think he's the same thing in LaFleur. I think they're just great offensive minds. I think
hmm
fantastic, right? But I think it's Minnesota. I think Minnesota's still at one. I'm sorry, sorry, Detroit. Detroit's at
Detroit.
one. Detroit's at one. My apologies. Detroit's at one until someone dethrones them.
I agree. I have Detroit at one till somebody beats them.
I get risky and put Chicago at two.
I would put the Bears at two
I'm gonna
as
get
well.
risky
Yeah.
because listen, yes, we're 5-12, but other than wait one or two division games, and it wasn't until the fourth quarter we were in every single division game.
Competitive as hell.
Right.
And all of
Against
them.
a 15, a 14, and an 11 win team. We were competitive. The Packers, yes, we lost on a missed field goal. We beat them. The Vikings, we came back, lost in overtime. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Detroit. Bad time
Hmm
and coaching stuff at the end, right? Like we were competitive in a lot of those games, right? So, and I
Yep.
think, right, and I really think just Ben Johnson effect. I really think that, and yes, could there be some biases? Sure, but it's going to be another good division, right? Because especially right if the Bears start winning games, I wouldn't be surprised if all those teams are at
All
least
four make it.
yeah,
Yeah.
all four make it, or they're all want to run nine or above wins. I
hmm
really think the Bears win, 9 or 10 games that puts them there, right? And I puts them
Mm.
at two. Then, right, I think Minnesota's at four and Packers are sorry, Minnesota's at three and Packers are at four. I really believe that. Not because
And we had the exact same.
I'm not being here because I'm shitting on Green Bay. Yes, I fucking hate Green Bay, right? Green Bay sucks, but I think Minnesota just got a hell of a lot better on that defense, which I said hesitantly and friskly put the Bears at two because
Yeah.
that Minnesota defense got really nasty really quick, better than it
Yep.
was last year too, right? But
Yep.
I just don't think Minnesota's going to score on offense as much. They're going to have to be defensively heavy team. I really think that until McCarthy gets in
McCarthy comes along. Yeah.
right comes along, if he even comes along, right?
Yeah.
But I know it sounds crazy. If Rodgers goes to Minnesota, I think Minnesota wins that division. I know it's crazy, but that's just my thought, right? If he goes there, um, but
I
yeah,
think that's the whole Rodgers thing. I mean, I think
I don't know. I
that's
honestly,
over.
I don't even think he's going to play. I really don't think he's going to play. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone wants the headache.
Yeah. I wouldn't, man. The Steelers maybe, but we're in May.
Who knows?
Like like come on, man, make a decision. Don't stop dragging this out.
Right.
You either want to do it or you don't. Like,
Right. So yeah, so I think I think Detroit. I know the being 15 with the Bears, then Minnesota at three, and the Green Bay at four. But like I said, like I know we were 5 and 12, and they were 15, 14, and 11 respectively win teams. But like Bears were in a lot of those close games with them, right?
hmm
A lot of that could have gone different. Right? Even the Packers were 11-6. We had the same division record as them, 1-5, and we beat each
Yep.
other. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's frisky, but I can see it happening because I really like they weren't that nothing. They were far away last season. I didn't think they were going to win a division at all, but things were clicking until that Commanders game, right? And that was pretty much was downhill. Right? If they win that game, right, they're 5-2. Do they rattle off a couple more wins and nothing goes this way? Do they beat Arizona right with the morale up? Do they beat right New England with that right? If that's the case, that's an 8-win team, right? So it's a completely different story, right? But I think I'm glad you and I read the. See, look, we matched divisions, right? This one we got right, like to the T, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, this is one. This was
I,
one we got right. Yeah.
and obviously, right, we're gonna revisit these predictions once the draft happens, and probably 1 week before season, since all the rosters are gonna be set, we're gonna know all the injuries and all that stuff, right? Like, but I can see them finishing second. I can really see it.
hmm
Honestly, like, I can see them. They have a really hard schedule, but like. They just done everything right. Everything just needs to pan out on the field. That's all that needs to happen.
That's all that always needs to happen, but never does. So,
I know, I know. Um, but yeah, next week, well, next week and next video, we're gonna do the AFC predictions.
yep.
And then we can go from there. But wrapping up our recordings this week. We decided to do something pop culture, like something that you've seen or something that you saw is really interesting in the news. And I can start mine. I saw something really cool because marathons have been running and stuff like that going on. But in China, a full a humanoid robot competed against Chinese runners in a half marathon in China,
Oh, wow.
like a full android. And I was just like, this is very interesting, like with a full like android face and everything like that. Like it finished 13 miles in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Like it was kind of crazy. Like I sat there, I'm like, oh, androids are running marathons now, great. We're gonna have
That,
fucking super sold androids running around soon, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I thought that was really cool, like an android running an actual marathon, like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, isn't blistering fast for 13 miles, but like,
The fact that they even got something to do that. Like,
right.
yeah, they got an android to run a marathon. That's funny.
I thought that was so cool, right? Like that was absolutely awesome. And so I think that was a really interesting thing that I saw. And like the team got medals and stuff like that for the accomplishment. And it's awesome, right? Like it, but it's like it's just I don't know, it felt weird. Running a marathon with people. Like I don't know, it was just weird.
Where the world is moving to, man. It's crazy.
Right.
Um, I what I saw, actually, I saw two things. One of them is UFC related. Their contract actually just ended with ESPN.
No kidding.
Yeah, so they're free to go to a different streaming service or network or whatever they choose.
Mm.
My pick, I think they're gonna go Netflix. So
UFC?
yeah,
You
yeah.
re I mean, I'm not gonna complain because I have, Netflix, so I can get some of these stuff. But like,
hmm
really, you don't think they just branch off and do their own thing?
I think they could, but I mean they'd have to get like a streaming, like some sort of streaming service set up, and Netflix already has theirs. They would just need to like let them come in and you know take over some of the cameras and stuff like that. Like,
And that's cool. But I think, right, I think one thing they would have to do with Netflix is make sure, right, their shit doesn't crash. You know?
and yeah, they haven't had that issue with other other events that I've
Sure.
noticed, they've kind of fixed it. It was just that one, was it the Mike Tyson fight? Was that the one?
Yeah, yeah. Which was the problem that was going to happen. We're like, how are you going to stream all this all at once? But you're right. Like the the football on Christmas wasn't horrible around Netflix. It wasn't horrible.
Nah.
I actually was able to watch the games pretty chill. Actually, yeah, yeah. We watched those games together. That's right, and they were actually
Yeah.
going pretty well. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I didn't realize their contract was up. I wonder what Dana White's going to do. That's
Yeah, man. Yeah. Dana's a smart guy too. Like
yeah, he'll figure it out.
he'll yeah, he'll figure it out. It'll probably be something really good. So
No, fair enough.
we'll see. We'll see what comes out of that.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. But yeah, everyone, that's our episode for today. Thanks for checking in. We'll wrap up and we'll check in next week. Y'all have a good one.
All
Peace.
right. Bye, guys.
All right.